Dana White announces perhaps the most consequential bout for the near future of the middleweight division's championship picture. With Baralho and Imavov set to clash from about 2 weeks from now, it seemed an impressive victory by either one would grant them a title shot, while other top contenders waited to get matched up in order to figure out who's next after that. But Dana just shook things up quite a bit, giving Nasruddin and Caio an additional incentive to not only look for a win, but for high spectacle, as they're gonna have quite the competition for that #1 contender ranking with the announcement of this new banger. Reinier de Ridder and Anthony Hernandez are now matched up to scrap on October 18th in the main event of a fight night card in Canada. Dana practically confirmed that whoever impresses the brass most between the winners of these two bouts is going to get the next shot and try to take Khamzat Chimaev's newly gained title. The middleweight division is on fire right now, and it's difficult not to get excited about RDR versus Fluffy given the stylistic matchup and the implications.
In the main event, it's a 5-round fight between middleweight contenders Reinier de Ridder and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. De Ridder is ranked number 5, came into the UFC, a former 2-division champion and 1 championship. He's undefeated in UFC, and obviously he's beat Bo Nickel, former champ Rob Whittaker. This dude has fought 4 times this year, and he's looking for his 5th win in 2025. I love guys that fight that much. I love it. And he's taking on 6th ranked Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy's on an 8-fight win streak 2 weeks ago. He had an incredible performance of the night win over Roman. 12 of his 15 wins have come by finish. That is a badass fight. And obviously next month in Paris, we have another top middleweight contender fight between number 2 ranked Imavov and 7th ranked Baralho. And then Vancouver is a few weeks later. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. And we're going to end up with a middleweight challenger for Khamzat Chimaev's title that he just won. So these fights have massive implications.
Aljamain Sterling previews the Brian Ortega fight, comments on how he matches up with T-City on the ground, and reveals he was not happy when he found out the contest is a 5-rounder, and instead of having to fight for 3 rounds like you would normally do in a non-title fight that's a co-main event, Brian and Aljo are gonna do 5, without any additional compensation. Both of these featherweight contenders are coming off losses, and a win here is crucial for resetting their course towards title contention. Aljo's loss to Movsar Evloev in his last outing came after a closely contested grappling match, with the last minute of the bout likely deciding the winner. Evloev was able to gain top position in the final part of the 3rd round, edging out a decision. Ortega offers a different kind of challenge on the ground to the former bantamweight champion, and he'll likely have to deal with some dangerous submission attempts while Ortega's on his back. But as far as the wrestling goes, Aljo's undoubtedly got the upper hand there. Here's what he thinks about the matchup.
He does have some tricky stuff off of his back. On top, he's pretty tough. He's got a really nasty head and arm choke. I haven't really seen him go for like other submissions, maybe a guillotine and a triangle. But for the most part, he seems like he's pretty well versed with chokes. So I got to be careful with that. And I think my top pressure, my passing game should be good enough to get to some good dominant positions, and hopefully I could get to where I'm really, really strong, which is side control or the back mount. At this point in my life, like I don't need to fight angry like I used to have to get myself rah-rahed up. At the end of the day, I know what to do to get myself to that zone at this point in my life. So I think he's just as experienced and understands. So we'll see what type of intensity he brings, but I'm just ready to go. I've been ready to go since January when I've been asking for a fight with someone. So about time, about time.
Reinier de Ridder and Khamzat Chimaev's coach reveal that RDR and Khamzat got into an intense sparring session that turned into a brawl when the two briefly trained together not too long ago. After the Dutch contender's comments in his latest interview when asked about his sessions with Chimaev sparked interest in what really happened, especially with RDR claiming that they only did striking, Russian reporters reached out to Khamzat's striking coach to ask him if he was there when the two middleweights sparred and what really happened. He confirmed that he saw some interesting stuff when looking at the footage after he arrived at the gym later. RDR said he did well, refusing to give details on what exactly took place, and Chimaev's coach practically confirmed everything while trying to honor the simple code of what happens in the gym stays in the gym.
We didn't do a lot of jiu-jitsu, we did a lot of sparring, shoot boxing, and some wrestling against the cage. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what happened, but it was, I didn't do bad. Let's keep it at that.
Да, я видел полное видео. Ну и это действительно был спарринг, который во что-то жесткое, да, перерос?
Слушай, это тоже такое, что если никто не выкладывает, если никто ничего не говорит, я тоже ничего об этом говорить. Но мы просмотрели видеозапись с камер, что там было, и было интересно.
Paulo Costa says he wasn't allowed to enter the arena on UFC 319 as a spectator because of UFC's concerns about the possibility of some kind of altercation if Khamzat himself or someone from his team ran into the Brazilian. The reason for this is obviously the history between the two middleweights and the beef that's been going on for a while now, with the most recent development having to do with Chimaev and Costa's girlfriend's DMs, or the other way around, depending on who you listen to. Costa claimed he just wanted to watch DDP versus Khamzat live and was a bit annoyed to be denied entry, especially when top contenders RDR and Fluffy were in the front row. It's no secret Paulo isn't even close to getting a title shot, but a real conflict on a personal level can always help you make the path shorter if the public is interested enough. After the bout, the Brazilian shared his thoughts on Chimaev's performance, confidently claiming he has the key to beat the new champion, and it's only a matter of time until that happens.
You mentioned it. All the other fights, he was exciting fight.
Yeah.
Because the guys called the hand with him. Even Whitaker. Whitaker is a kind of fast, super high level, but not strong enough to stop a guy like him.
Yeah.
Dricos is a real middleweight, in my opinion, because he came from, I don't know, maybe 230 pounds, like 105 kilos, to fight at 96 kilos in the fight day. That's what I do. And I know how to handle with these guys. You remember my fight against Reinier? Reinier is a high level wrestler and very good also. And he could put me down. He tried like 4 or 5 times. He put once at the end of the second round, like 10 seconds rest to finish, but he could keep me there. And the same when I gonna fight Khamzat Chimaev, the same gonna happen. He could not hold me down, even if he took me down. I don't think I'm gonna stay on my feet whole time against him. I think he can put me down, but he will not keep me there.